Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick follow-up video to the one that I just released with my initial reaction to the Super Gogeta Ultra character. They actually released like an official, I guess they call it the Super Gogeta Abilities Commentary video. It is a 6-minute long video where they quickly go through sort of some of his kit pieces here. And they do actually reveal some of the stuff, some additional information, I should say, that was not in the initial reveal for him. So I want to go ahead and quickly take a look at what they talk about here, and we will go from there. So I'm going to talk about a new character, Criminal Legends, Gogeta, enter some of his abilities. This is all still in development, yep. So, I mean, this is... they're not going to tell us anything wrong here, so it's all going to be stuff that he's actually doing. So basic info, obviously we already went through all this mostly in the other video already, but he's a melee type blue character, Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Warrior Fusion, sagas from the movies, and again, the main thing that I'm seeing from his Z ability that really comes to, like, pops out at me is a 3% to tag Super Saiyan special move damage inflicted. That is the first of its kind, I would say. I mean, we've had sort of similar abilities, I think, on like Bunny Bulma, like reduces the cost of blue cards and stuff like that, but we never really had like a damage increase to specific types of abilities. So this opens the door for a lot of things in the future. I'm interested in seeing how they do this moving forward. Again, I don't think 3% is really going to like just absolutely break the game here, but it is an added bonus on top of what he's already doing. So we will see how they do that moving forward. All right, so next, let's just see here. Strike Arts card. So his Strike card is actually, it comes with Blast Armor. And he gets 5 key when you use the Strike card, which is actually really good because of the fact that he does have card draw speed. So getting 5 key back whenever you use a Strike card in combination with card draw speed means that you'll probably not see this guy run out of key that often. Yeah, he'll be recovering key every time he uses a Strike card. In practice, this makes the cost of using his strikes quite low. So obviously with the Blast Armor as well, it should make for a pretty annoying long comboing unit. Kind of reminds me actually of the Zenkai Red Gogeta. If you think about how long his combos usually feel, because that Red Gogeta actually does have a similar effect to this where he reduces the cost of his Strike and Blast cards every time he uses a Strike or Blast card, right? So it's kind of similar to that, but obviously with this guy being a melee type character, I assume he's going to be holding 2 Strike cards. It is going to be pretty powerful with the effects that this has on it. So that's good to see. His blue card cannot be interrupted when charging forward with Blast Armor. So obviously another, sort of Blast Armor blue card here. When activated, increases special move damage inflicted. We don't know how much, so we'll see. Upon special move hit, destroys all of your opponent's cards. So it's a good sort of card to stall out your opponent with. If you want to end the combo with your blue card, that's actually going to make it so that you can, have a second to really sit back, charge up your key, use his card draw speed to draw some more cards, and by the time your opponent draws his full hand of cards, you're pretty much ready to fight again. And that's actually a pretty good ability. I think a lot of people underestimate how powerful destroying all of your opponent's cards are on an effect like a blue card. So we'll see how much damage it's actually going to do. I assume it's going to be like a massive damage blue card, maybe increases your damage like 30% or something like that when you activate it, so we'll see. Use this high-powered special move to stop your opponent's counterattack dead in its tracks. Yeah, again, that's actually exactly what it does, because you give yourself a bit, I guess, a better opportunity to sort of charge up and get ready for the next combo there. So his green card increases strike damage inflicted. It actually gives you nullifies enemies' special actions to activate when changing cover for 10 counts. So it kind of reminds me of the green Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Except the only difference between Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas and this Gogeta's green card is that this is a stop time buffing green card, whereas Gogeta's is one of these like lunging forward. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I should say, they're both Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's is a lunging forward, sort of like attacking style green card. So you don't actually have to land this guy's green card to get that buff effect and stop time with it as well. It also cancels unattribute downgrades in normal conditions, and it cancels enemies' attribute upgrades. Activates twice. This is a very, very powerful effect. And it gives you 30 key. This is like, honestly, this is one of the better green cards in the game. And the fact that it's a stop time green card, like this is the major difference I think between Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's green card and this guy's green card. I would just automatically tell you guys that I think this is a way better green card than Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's is, because of the fact that it's a stop time green card. Because having a stop time green card effect with the fact that this guy has blast armor on his strike cards means that if you use this green card in mid-range, the mid-range area, and you see an exclamation point, you can just go ahead and start striking, right? Unless they're doing like a blue card or an ultimate, which is pretty obvious to tell when they're going to do that because of the sound effects and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely like the stop time green card way better than the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta style green card, and the canceling enemy attribute upgrade effects as well. I mean, this looks like a really powerful green card to me. I like it. Yeah, create long combos by nullifying the enemy's cover change. And then the ultimate card, they actually did give him supreme damage, which I wasn't sure if they were going to do this or not. Cannot be interrupted when charging forward blast armor. It increases the ultimate damage inflicted, and it nullifies enemies' endurance. So remember, this is a character that can launch multiple ultimate arts cards in battle. So I don't think they wanted to go like super ridiculously broken, like, oh, you know, it increases your damage dealt by 500,000,000% when you activate this. I mean, they don't tell us the numbers on like how much the ultimate damage goes up when this is activated, but the fact that it does supreme damage, like, and the fact that this guy's getting like ridiculous amounts of buffs, like, should tell you how good this is going to be. So I expect this to do tons of damage. Ultimate arts card that'll give you the upper hand against stubborn opponents. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Main ability. So the main ability randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws an ultimate arts card. So it's kind of similar to the blue Vegito Blue main ability, where even if you have a full hand of cards, it'll destroy one of your cards to make sure that you draw that ultimate card. He restores health, he restores ki, and he increases damage inflicted. And the ultimate card is the Soul Punisher. That's what they called it here. Honestly, it doesn't really seem like this main ability is anything that crazy, just going off of what they're telling us here. But, I mean, this guy doesn't need, like, a best main ability in the game effect, I don't think. But we'll see. I mean, they don't tell us how much health it restores, they don't tell us how much ki restores, they don't tell us how much damage inflicted goes up. The conditions are 20 timer counts, which is pretty, standard, I would say. So we'll see. We'll see how they handle that. It restores on health and ki, as well as increased damage inflicted. Compared to other characters who can draw ultimate arts cards, the time required to activate it is fairly short. Okay. So his unique ability, I mean, this first unique ability here is pretty stupid. It's pretty basic, but I mean, it's just, look at this. 100% damage inflicted, minus 50% of damage received, and card draw speed. And these are all cannot be canceled start of battle effects. Like, this core of this character should tell you everything you need to know about how dumb he is. Like, the one thing I want to quickly show off too is the Ultra character stats, right? Because if we go and take a look at the actual listing of characters here, Ultra characters by default have the highest stats in the game, obviously barring Zenkai characters. So my question is, these are all free characters, right? We can take a look at like Omega Shenron here, we can take a look at Vegeta here. Goku obviously is a strike-based character. He has 257,000 strike attack. We take a look at Omega Shenron. He's a defensive character. He has 170k plus to both defenses. Take a look at Vegeta here. So he's a ranged character, but he has a pretty balanced, kit here between both strike and blast. What is this Gogeta's stats going to look like? I mean, we take a look at Blue Gogeta previously, before the Ultra character's released. This guy still, to this day, has the highest stats pretty much in the game when it comes to just normal characters. 263,000 strike attack. That's insanely high. Are we going to see this Ultra Gogeta have a higher strike attack stat than this Blue Gogeta? And even going further than that, take a look at like something like UI Goku. Now, I don't think this Gogeta is going to have a higher stat than UI Goku, because UI Goku's strike is basically 270,000. I don't think we're going to see that level of strike attack from him, but I definitely expect this Super Gogeta, Ultra Super Gogeta, to have a strike attack probably bordering on the level of like 264k or something like that, 265, something around that level. So the fact that he's getting all these ridiculous amounts of buffs from his unique abilities are crazy. And don't forget the fact that he is going to be a featured character. He's going to be in the featured character pool, getting that 20% boost on top of the defense as well. So, yeah. So his unique gauge charges every time this character uses an arts card. Once the unique gauge is full, it resets to 0 and applies the following effects to self. He draws a blue card. He heals himself by 15% and restores ki by 40. He gets a 20% damage inflicted buff for 15 timer counts. He reduces the next damage sustained by 20%. So he's getting all these buff effects every time you fill up the unique gauge. Now the question is, how fast does this unique gauge fill up? Now, obviously don't know the answer to this, but if I had to guess, I would say that this is probably going to fill up in, I would say 5 cards. Now, I don't know. I would assume that like using a blue card is going to affect the gauge more than if you're using a Striker Blast card. So I would say in like 5 Striker Blast cards, I would expect this gauge to fill up. Just because they want you to be using this constantly throughout the battle, and I'm going off of the fact that the LF Sword of Hope Trunks gets his gauge filled up in like 5-ish cards too. So we will see, but imagine you fill up this gauge in 5 cards. That's pretty much one combo with a unit that's card draw speed, right? So he'll be able to get 40 ki. He'll be able to draw a blue card, and then you could combo this into the blue card. I feel like this unique gauge part of his kit is going to be the defining part of this unit. You know, the second his gauge gets filled up, that he's going to be drawing a blue card. And that's not really much you could do about it. Like, there just simply is not. He's just going to do stupid amounts of damage, right? Because he gets the damage inflicted buff. He heals up, he gets ki back, so he can pretty much use the blue card right away as soon as it happens. This is, this unique gauge is going to be very stupid. And the amount of blue cards this guy's going to be shooting out, on top of the fact that, like I said earlier, he gives the Z ability of a 3% damage to blue card effect. Like, this guy's blue cards are going to be doing stupid amounts of damage. So we'll see how that works in game. Let me actually do this. Let me just go back and see if they say anything here. So both of these effects cannot be canceled. Yep, that's the start of the battle effect over here. On top of that, we'll get an amazing 100% damage to inflicted. This effect also cannot be canceled. Okay. Yep. The unique gauge, when it reaches max capacity, will reset to 0 and apply the following effects to Gogeta. Yeah, we already went through this. You can also fully charge the unique gauge multiple times during battle. So, I mean, yeah, just what we talked about already. He also has a special cover change against Strike Arts cards. Randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws an Ultimate Arts card next if 2 allies are defeated. So, again, he has the ability to draw multiple Ultimates per battle. 20% of damage inflicted against tagged powerful opponent or episode sagas in the movies. Guess who is a Sagas in the movies character? Goku and Vegeta. So he just does extra damage versus them, as well as pretty much every single villain that ever existed. Again, similar to Blue Gogeta. Blue Gogeta also does extra damage to powerful opponent. I believe it also is 20%, isn't it? 25%, yeah, so it's similar to Blue Gogeta's there. Yeah, we already talked about the cover change against Strike Arts cards. You can actually combo that into the blue card, so that's good. Applies the following effects when this character enters the battlefield and there is a defeated battle member. Now, it doesn't say defeated ally battle member. I assume that's going to only apply to your team. So he actually inflicts enemies with no switching if you have a defeated battle member for 5 counts. So, I mean, you switch this guy into, in the middle of a combo and you can pretty much just finish them off there, or you can just rush the enemy, right? He also nullifies own unfavorable element factor, activates twice. That's pretty good. So if there's an annoying green unit on the enemy team, you can pretty much just get rid of them. He shortens allies' sub count by 5 when enemy activates Rising Rush while this character is on the battlefield. You know what that's really going to be good with? Do you know which character on the Fusion Warrior team that probably is going to be pretty good with? Majub, because he has Endurance. So if the enemy activates the Rising Rush, and this is basically the Bojack effect. The red Bojack has a similar effect to this. The enemy activates a Rising Rush against this Gogeta, and you have Majub on your team, who I think is going to work really well with this Gogeta because, yellow and blue cover each other pretty well. You can just switch into Majub, right? And you can just eat that rush with Endurance, and then you're ready to fight again. So, yeah, that's, I think it's going to be a pretty powerful effect right there as well. Yep. We've talked about that already, yep. And then we talked about the Ultra ability in the previous video as well. This character is the leader, applies the following effects to self when battle starts. So he gets 30% damage inflicted on top of what he's getting. It's not just... So think about this. He's getting the 100% to baseline attack. He's getting a 30% damage inflicted buff from the Ultra ability. He's getting, I think, a 20% buff Yeah, for his unique gauge filling up. Plus he's doing 20% extra damage to powerful opponent or sagas from the movies. This covers so many characters. So he's gonna be getting like 170% damage inflicted in certain scenarios, which I don't think is that hard to get. On top of the stats probably being like ridiculously busted. So I don't know, man. It seems like it'll be pretty stupid. But I think that's pretty much all they talk about here. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. Again, we will see the full extent of his kit once the data download hits tonight. Going to be doing that. Going to be live streaming my summons. Going to be doing a showcase. Going to be talking about 500 different things. Doing 17 videos. So I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited as well. Let me know down below what you guys think about this guy's kit. And I will see you all in the next one.